नमस्कार मित्रांनो, मजेत आहात ना? मजेत असायलाच पाहिजे. आज आपण टेक्निक्स किंवा टूल्स ऑफ फायनान्शियल स्टेटमेंट अनालिसिस, कोणकोणते टेक्निक्स किंवा टूल्स आहेत याच्या बाबतीत आपण आज या व्हिडिओमध्ये डिस्कस करणार आहोत. फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट एनालिसिस टूल्स और टेक्निक्स जानने के पहले व्हाट इज लास्ट एपिसोड में भी मैंने बोला था व्हाट इज फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट एनालिसिस. Analysis and interpretation of financial statement is a process of evaluating the relationship between component parts of financial statement to obtain a better understanding of a business position and performance. Analysis means proper arrangement of data wherein the total figures in financial statements are regrouped into their different component parts. And interpretation means it relates to the comparison of different components, examination of their usefulness and final conclusions drawn on it. So ये फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट एनालिसिस है. अभी उसके टेक्निक्स या टूल्स कितने हैं? तो देयर आर वेरियस टेक्निक्स एंड टूल्स अवेलेबल फॉर एनालिसिस ऑफ फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट. नंबर 1, कंपैरेटिव स्टेटमेंट, ट्रेंड एनालिसिस, कॉमन साइज स्टेटमेंट्स, फंड फ्लो analysis, cash flow analysis, ratio analysis and cost volume profit analysis. इनमें से हम कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट जो टेक्निक्स या टूल्स है उसके बारे में आज इस एपिसोड में जानकारी लेंगे. Now what is comparative statement? Comparative means to compare. A comparative statement relates to the comparison of different items of P&L account and the balance sheet of two or more years or periods. कंपैरिजन करने का P&L अकाउंट या बैलेंस शीट ऑफ द ईयर से 2015, 16, 17, 18. सो दैट इज अ कंपैरेटिव स्टेटमेंट. अभी ये जो कंपैरेटिव स्टेटमेंट है कैन बी क्लासिफाइड इनटू टू पार्ट्स, कंपैरेटिव इनकम स्टेटमेंट एंड कंपैरेटिव बैलेंस शीट स्टेटमेंट. अभी व्हाट इज कंपैरेटिव इनकम स्टेटमेंट? एनालिसिस ऑफ ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट कैन बी डन indicating increase or decrease in sales, cost of production and gross profit. The comparison can be shown in value or percentage. Increase or decrease in operating profit can be analyzed with the help of a comparative statement. Similarly, increase or decrease in net profit can be analyzed by preparing comparative income statement in a columnar format for given two or more periods showing the changes in the value or percentage. This analysis should also state the action to be taken in future in case of income performance is poor. तो इनकम स्टेटमेंट में 2 या 3 साल का कंपेयर करते हैं और हर एक साल में कितना जीपी ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट हुआ, कितना नेट प्रॉफिट हुआ, ये हम कंपैरेटिव स्टेटमेंट में दिखाते हैं. अगर एक साल में इनकम परफॉर्मेंस या जीपी या एनपी अगर कम है तो उसकी जानकारी भी हम ले सकते हैं और भविष्य में उसमें इंप्रूवमेंट ला सकते हैं. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ कंपैरेटिव इनकम स्टेटमेंट. व्हाट इज कंपैरेटिव बैलेंस शीट स्टेटमेंट? कंपैरिजन ऑफ बैलेंस शीट फॉर 2 और मोर पीरियड्स. बैलेंस शीट एक ही कंपनी का या अलग अलग कंपनी का बट मेनली एक कंपनी का 2 या 3 साल के लिए कंपेयर करने का एंड इट इज प्रेजेंटेड इन अ कॉलमनर फॉर्मेट. The different items of balance sheet of 2 or more periods can be compared through this statement. Comparison of fixed assets and current assets of 2 periods will be done separately. The increase or decrease in fixed assets and current assets will be stated in value or percentage in columnar format. Similarly, liabilities can be analyzed separately for equity capital, reserves and surplus, long-term debts, loans and current liabilities. The values with percentage will be recorded in columnar format and this interpretation should specify the financial strength and weaknesses of the business. In short, बैलेंस शीट का 2 या 3, 4, 5 साल का बैलेंस शीट का कंपैरिजन और हर एक आइटम का कंपैरिजन इस स्टेटमेंट में आता है. सो दीज आर द 2 पार्ट्स ऑफ कंपैरेटिव स्टेटमेंट. अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट analysis, financial analysis is trend analysis. What is trend? Trend is also called as horizontal analysis. This method or the method of comparing the past performance over a period of time with that of a base year is called as trend analysis. अभी कंपनी या मैनेजमेंट को कौन सा भी ईयर एज अ बेस ईयर डिसाइड करना है. फॉर एग्जांपल 2017 इज अ बेस ईयर हमने लिया, तो 2018, 19, 20 टिल 25 कंपेयर करने का दैट इज कॉल्ड एज हॉरिजॉन्टल एनालिसिस या ट्रेंड एनालिसिस. The important items of P&L account and balance sheet can be taken for trend analysis. The period of comparison may be 5 years or more. Trend percentage should be calculated by taking first year as the base year. The value or index of base year should be mentioned 100, and from that trend percentage for the subsequent years can be calculated. The positive or negative improvement can be shown through this analysis. So base year हमें डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा, और उसके फॉर एग्जांपल एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन 2020 में एस्टेब्लिश हुई, सो 2020 विल बी द बेस ईयर, एंड उसके हिसाब से 2021, 22, 23 टिल वॉट एवर द पीरियड उसका ट्रेंड एनालिसिस हम ले सकते हैं. Another analysis is available that is called as common size statement. It related to the analysis of financial statement on percentage basis. So common size statement में percentage basis important है. अभी ये common size statement again दो पार्ट में डिवाइड होती है, common size income statement and common size balance sheet statement. What is common size income statement? The values of each item of expenses are analyzed as a percentage to the total sales through this statement. And balance sheet common size balance sheet statement में analysis of each item of balance sheet as on percentage of the total assets or total liabilities is done through common size balance sheet statement in order to know the importance of each item. So इनकम स्टेटमेंट में हम इनकम एक्सपेंसेस या P&L अकाउंट के आइटम ले सकते हैं, एंड बैलेंस शीट में आइटम्स बिलोंगिंग टू एसेट्स एंड लायबिलिटीज इंक्लूड होते हैं, और उसका हम एनालिसिस करते हैं. Another important tool available for financial statement analysis is known as ratio analysis. This is one of the important tool or technique available for financial analysis. Now what is ratio? Ratio is an arithmetical tool that measures the relationship between two figures that are independent and interrelated with each other. Ratio is expressed by dividing one figure by other related figure. तो यहाँ हमें रेशो निकालना है, and ratio analysis reveals the financial strength of business undertaking to meet its liabilities. The composition of capital structure of a business can be revealed by ratio analysis. So that is the meaning of ratio and ratio analysis. So this is one of the important tool for financial statement analysis. अभी ये रेशो के बहुत कैटेगरी है या टाइप्स है. द रेशियोज कैन बी क्लासिफाइड of differently, and there are different types of ratio analysis classification. One is profitability ratios based on sales and based on investment. Turnover ratio जिसको हम activity ratio या efficiency ratio, ये second classification है. Third classification है liquidity ratio, and last one is leverage ratio. So profitability ratio, turnover ratio, liquidity ratio and leverage ratio are the important ratios to analyze financial statements. Now what is profitability ratio, which are based on sales? So when the base is sales, it means it indicates GP ratio, NP ratio, operating profit ratio and expenses ratio. So ये रेशो में चार रेशियोज आते हैं. नंबर 1 जीपी रेशियो, जिसको हम ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट रेशियो बोल सकते हैं. दिस रेशियो इंडिकेट्स द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ प्रोडक्शन एंड ट्रेडिंग ऑपरेशंस, एंड इट कैन बी कैलकुलेटेड बाय यूजिंग दिस फॉर्मूला: ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट डिवाइडेड बाय नेट सेल्स मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 100, you will get GP ratio. What is net profit ratio? This ratio indicates the relationship between net sales and net profit. And by using the formula, that is net profit divided by net sales multiplied by 100, we will get net profit ratio. What is operating profit ratio? This ratio shows the relationship between net profit net operating profits. Now what is net operating profit ratio? So you can use this formula, net operating profit divided by net sales multiplied by 100, you will get operating profit ratio. And finally, on the basis of sales, we can calculate different expenses ratio which are related to net sales. For example, cost of goods sold ratio, and ये sales minus GP you will get cost of goods sold ratio, or sales plus gross loss you will get cost of goods sold ratio. Now cost of goods sold में क्या आता है? तो ओपनिंग स्टॉक प्लस परचेसेस प्लस डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस माइनस क्लोजिंग स्टॉक, ये कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड में आता है. So another formula is opening stock plus purchases plus direct expenses minus closing stock divided by sales. The whole thing multiplied by 100, you will get cost of goods sold ratio. Administrative ratio भी हम calculate कर सकते हैं. Administrative expenses divided by net sales, you will get administrative expenses ratio. Selling expenses ratio भी calculate कर सकते हैं. Selling expenses divided by net sales multiplied by 100, we will get selling expenses ratio, as well as we can calculate operating expenses ratio, that is operating expenses divided by net sales multiplied by 100. अभी ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस का मतलब क्या है? तो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एक्सपेंसेस प्लस सेलिंग एक्सपेंसेस प्लस फाइनेंशियल एक्सपेंसेस, ये मिला के हमें ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस मिल सकते हैं. So these are the different ratios based on sales. Now, what are the different ratios? Those are based on investments. Profitability ratios based on investment. Number one, return on capital employed ratio, return on proprietors fund, return on equity share capital, return on total assets, earning per share, dividend per share. What is return on capital employed ratio? It is a relationship between net profit after tax and total capital employed. It is calculated by using this formula, EAT plus interest divided by total capital employed, the whole thing multiplied by 100. What is EAT? EAT means earning after tax. And what is capital employed? Owner's funds plus borrowed funds is equal to capital employed. The second part of this profitability ratio based on investment is return on proprietors fund or return on shareholders equity. This ratio indicates the this ratio indicates the relationship between net profit earned and the total proprietors fund. It is calculated by using this formula, EAT divided by proprietors fund multiplied by 100. Now what is proprietors fund? Equity share capital plus preference share capital plus reserves and surplus minus miscellaneous expenses and fictitious assets, we will get proprietors fund. Third part is return on equity share capital. This ratio indicates the rate of earning on the equity or ordinary share capital, and the formula is EAT minus preference dividend divided by equity share capital multiplied by 100. What is return on total assets? EAT plus interest divided by total assets minus fixed assets, we will get return on total assets. Earning per share हम भी calculate कर सकते हैं, that is EPS. EAT minus preference dividend divided by number of equity shares, we will get EPS या earning per share. अगर किसी को डिविडेंड के बारे में डिविडेंड पर शेयर कैलकुलेट करना है तो फॉर्मूला इज डिविडेंड फॉर इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स डिवाइडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स, वी विल गेट डीपीएस या डिविडेंड पर शेयर. द अनदर टाइप ऑफ रेशियो इज टर्नओवर रेशियो. These ratios reveal the efficiency of business to utilize the resources for production and sales. अगेन ये रेशियोज 5 या 6 कैटेगरी में डिवाइड होते हैं. स्टॉक टर्नओवर रेशियो, डेटर्स टर्नओवर रेशियो, डेब्ट कलेक्शन पीरियड एंड क्रेडिटर्स टर्नओवर रेशियो, credit collection period, and total assets turnover ratio. What is stock turnover ratio? This ratio shows the number of times stock turns or flows in a year compared to sales. And the formula is cost of goods sold divided by average stock or sales divided by average stock. तो average stock कैसे निकालते हैं? Opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2, we will get average stock. So this was the formula of stock turnover ratio. Debtors turnover ratio, हमारे most commonly in all organization goods are sold on credit basis. So debtors are supposed to pay the amount within 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So this ratio can be calculated with the on the basis of debtors turnover ratio. This ratio shows the rate at which debtors are being collected, and the formula is credit sales divided by average debtors plus accounts receivable multiplied by 365 or 360 days. Debt collection period. Now commonly the companies are giving or supplying products to different debtors or customers on credit basis. तो कितना क्रेडिट देने का, इसके लिए डेट कलेक्शन पीरियड कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. इट शोज द एक्सटेंट टू विच डेट्स हैव बीन कलेक्टेड इन टाइम, एंड द फॉर्मूला इज नंबर ऑफ इयर्स इन अ ईयर और नंबर ऑफ मंथ्स इन अ ईयर डिवाइडेड बाय डेटर्स टर्नओवर रेशियो. सो डेट कलेक्शन पीरियड निकालने के लिए हमें डेटर्स टर्नओवर रेशियो निकालना जरूरी है, and then we can calculate debt collection period. What is creditors turnover ratio? हम जो रॉ मटेरियल परचेस करते हैं तो उसका पेमेंट कब करने का, कितने महीने में करने का, इसके लिए क्रेडिटर्स टर्नओवर रेशियो निकाल सकते हैं. It shows the speed at which payments are made to the suppliers for purchases made from them, and it is calculated by using this formula: credit sales divided by average creditors multiplied by 100. What is credit collection period? Average payment period for creditors is calculated through this credit collection period. अगर हमने सप्लायर से क्रेडिट पे माल परचेस किया तो उसका पेमेंट कितने दिन में करने का, ये हम क्रेडिट कलेक्शन पीरियड के हिसाब से कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. एंड द फॉर्मूला इज number of days in a year or number of months in a year divided by creditors turnover ratio. And finally we can calculate total assets turnover ratio, that is sales divided by average total assets. So these are the different sub parts of turnover ratio. What is liquidity ratio? The position of business organization to meet short term liabilities is measured by using liquidity ratio. And liquidity ratio में दो टाइप्स है, एक है करंट रेशो और दूसरा है क्विक रेशो. व्हाट इज करंट रेशो? इट इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एज सॉल्वेंसी रेशो और वर्किंग कैपिटल रेशो. इट शोज शॉर्ट टर्म फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन ऑफ ए बिजनेस, एंड द स्टैंडर्ड करंट रेशो इज 2:1. इट मीन्स तुम्हारे करंट एसेट्स डबल होने चाहिए current liability say. For example, your current liability is 100 rupees and current assets are 200. So this is the standard current ratio, and the formula is current assets divided by current liabilities. Please remember that current assets includes stock, debtors, bills receivable, cash and bank balance, and prepaid expenses. What is current liabilities? It includes creditors, bills payable, outstanding expenses, and bank overdraft. So current ratio indicates the solvency condition या position of the organization. What is quick ratio? It is also called as acid test ratio or liquidity ratio. It shows the solvency and financial soundness of the business organization. And the standard quick ratio is 1:1. Means your current assets should be 100 and current liabilities should be 100. So that is a standard quick ratio 1:1. Greater the ratio, stronger the financial position and vice versa. And it is calculated by using this formula, quick assets divided by quick liabilities. There is a difference between current assets and quick assets. What is quick asset? It includes bills receivable, debtors and cash and bank balance. Stock इसमें आता नहीं है. And what is quick liability? It consists of creditors, bills payable and outstanding expenses. It means यहाँ bank overdraft आता नहीं जो current liabilities में आता है. So these are the two subparts of liquidity ratio, current ratio and quick ratio. And last part of ratio analysis is leverage ratio. It helps to measure the business ability to repay long term loans. Long term loan लिया है तो हमें कितने साल में उसका repayment करना है. That can be calculated by using leverage ratios. These ratios are again further classified into 6 to 7 parts. Debt collection ratio. This ratio indicates the proportion of debt to capital employed. हमारा कैपिटल कितना है और हमने बोरोड मनी या बोरोड अमाउंट कितना है, फंड्स कितना है, इसका जानकारी अगर हमें चाहिए तो विद द हेल्प ऑफ डेट टू इक्विटी रेशियो वी कैन कैलकुलेट, we can understand the capital employed as well as debt. So this the ratio for calculation of this ratio is debt divided by equity. अभी डेट माने क्या, तो डिबेंचर्स एंड लॉन्ग टर्म लोन्स, शॉर्ट टर्म लोन इसमें आते नहीं. और व्हाट इज इक्विटी शेयर, इक्विटी मींस इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल प्लस प्रेफरेंस शेयर कैपिटल प्लस रिजर्व्स एंड सरप्लस माइनस 50 शेयर्स और बोगस एसेट्स. So that is the meaning and formula of debt equity ratio. Then debt to total capital ratio can be calculated and the formula is debt divided by capital employed. अभी मैंने पहले ही debt का सब पार्ट्स बोले हैं और capital employed में क्या आता है ये भी बोला है. Debt to total asset ratio and the formula is debt divided by total assets. Proprietary ratio, that is equity divided by total assets. Capital gearing ratio, the formula is preference share capital plus debt divided by equity. Interest coverage ratio, and the formula is EBIT divided by interest. What is EBIT? EBIT means earning before interest and tax. And finally, we can calculate dividend coverage ratio, and the formula is EAT divided by preference dividend. EAT means earnings after tax excluding interest. So these are the different subparts of leverage ratio. In short, ratio analysis में different 5 categories आते हैं and इसकी पूरी जानकारी हमने ये एपिसोड में देखी है. So please remember the meaning of all these things, and that will be useful in theoretical part as well as practical part. Thank you very much. Good luck and happy learning.